Hello everyone, how's everyone doing today? I miss you guys, it's been a while. Today we have a very, let's say, thoughtful event for how smart factories can optimize the workflow with Odoo, basically manufacturing. But today we'll take a very different approach, let's say, where we will see how the ERP can help us through the whole manufacturing flow, how we can buy, how we can sell, and how we can manufacture certain things. We'll see how we can optimize it, how we can, I'm not gonna say configure it, but how we can have multiple options through it. We're just gonna wait for a few minutes or a little bit more just to make sure everyone is here. Then we can begin. Up until that happens, we have our slides prepared. Most of you guys know how we usually begin on that. There are new people, there are old ones. So yeah, let's see how that would work. Okay, perfect. All right, so I guess we can start. All right, people are starting interacting. Okay, again, my name is Mohammed Ayman. I've been with you guys for a while. Today we will be talking about how smart factories can optimize a workflow with Odoo. It's gonna be a pretty quick one, a pretty short one, nothing detailed. However, we can always stay in contact. You can always reach to us, all right? So let's begin. First of all, we know how we have our vision on helping out startup business and running businesses and big enterprises as well using our enterprise resource planning tool. This is today's agenda. So today we will be talking mainly and focusing on how common the challenges of manufacturing is and how we can optimize that using our production flow. Then we will show you guys a very quick demo. And before we get into that, just as a quick recap on how traditionally how we could approach as a business using an ERP or using a software, there are multiple of tools, as you can see, multiple of apps, multiple of softwares, but we can fit all that into one platform, one subscription, one software that has everything in it. These are our apps, as you can see, and this is how it is, well, let's say this is how you can compare it with other softwares or applications. Throughout every single module, every single department, it has its own software. However, in Odoo, we have integrated that so it could be easier. All right, so let's see why traditional factories struggle. First of all, we always get disconnected system and manual processes. We don't want that. We have our limited visibility on production and inventory, so we want to see that. Different shop floors, all of that. And delays of the bottleneck and reactive decisions. So we need to have visibility on that so we can make sure that we take the right decision upon. And then the difficulty controlling costs and quality. All right. What do we have next? We have the optimizing workflow with Odoo. So end-to-end integration. We take our flow from sales, manufacturing, the MRP, and then our inventory, and all of that, for the most important part, is reflecting onto our accounting. And then we can check up on our real-time shop floor tracking for instant visibility, We have our smart planning and scheduling as well. And then we built in the quality maintenance and traceability. So we make sure that the product that we're producing is on the right fit, right quality, and is maintained properly. All right, so let's go for a demo, shall we? All right, so I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with the software, how easy it looks, how, let's say, comfortable to the eyes. We have our manufacturing, we have our sale orders, we have our purchases, we have our inventory. Now, there are multiple of ways for us to go through this, right? Let me just put them in the right choice. So this is what we want to look at, right? We have our manufacturing module where we can check up on our operations, our manufacturing orders, our unbilled, and our scrap, all of the products that we could manufacture, and our production analysis, which is very important, right? So let's see. When it comes to the production, we need to have products. These products we need to configure. And based on that configuration, we need to know, do we manufacture this? What is the bill of materials? What are the bill of materials? How much do we need to produce? And do we produce or access the manufacturing process based on a product that we're selling, or is it something that we manufacture anyways and have it in store or have it in stock? Let's check up on that. These are the products. So I have it here. These are the products that I can produce, and then I set up the bill of materials accordingly. Now, these bill of materials right here, I can set it up based on a BOCO chair. What is, if there's a product variant, and based on this component, is it producing one product, or I just set up the quantity here. So let's just assume that this BOCO chair needs to have a, let's say, wood, right? And this wood, we will use it. Okay, we have our cost here, so it's 1. And how many of this do we need? So we set up the quantity accordingly. So we need 2, and then we need paint. All right. Just to ease things for you guys. And then we need leather. Just as an example, right? So these are the products that I need to build or to produce a BOCO chair. Now that I've set that up, I can see them here, right? Just as a part of the configuration. Pretty nice, pretty neat. All right, I need to buy those products in order for me to actually use them and start selling my actual product. So I'm just gonna use one of my vendors. I need to buy some wood, or even use our catalog view for better. So we need the wood, we need the leather, and we need the paint. Now, you would ask me, these products have different units of measure. This can be altered and changed throughout the configuration based on a unit. But just to ease the mind, this is what we're getting. We can set up the quantity. So as a reserve, we need 100 of this, 100 of that, and 100 of this. All right, the taxes has been set accordingly to the UAE localization. And this is how much I need. I'll send that order to my vendor. The system will automatically generate an email template with the quotation attached to it, so I can just immediately send it. Let me just check up on that. All right, there we go. Dear Jessica, all that, and this is the quotation attached. Let's have a look at it, shall we? And we'll send it. So on the right here, we'll have our own email thread based on each vendor that I use. And this is what we want. Now, of course, we can always alter this according to our needs. Company logo, company address, or my company's details, and the shipping address that I'm using for me, basically. All right, I'll confirm the order. Automatically, the system will generate a smart button for us to receive this order. This is what we will receive. And there's a quality check on every step. So I need to make sure that the demanded quality matches the quantity that has been delivered or received for us. Now, what's if I only received 50 from that and I validate it as a store manager? The system will know that I have processed less products than the initial demand, right? So what I'll do is here is either create a back order or no back order at all. I'm satisfied with what I've received. Perfect. So I go back, I can upload my bill right here, send another PO if I want to print it. I can do all that, and I have been fully receiving this. All right. Now, when it comes to the sales, before we get into that, I can do something really nice. This is the Boko chair, and set it up accordingly. So this is what we have. We have one bill of material to create that. So we will initiate a sale order. From that sale order, so let's choose a customer, new customer. This is how easy I can just create a new customer on the spot, and then choose the product. Boko chair, whatever it is. Now we need to make sure that this Boko chair is what we should manufacture. So let me just send that sale order to my customer right here. Okay, I just choose the font, the layout, whatever it is. I can customize it now. Now we have Odoo 19. This is much better, much more layouts, much more better flexibility on the customization. We click that. It also will generate an email template with the sale order attached to it as a quotation. And then we send it. We'll still have different email threads accordingly right here. And then I'll confirm the order so I can start sending it. Now, just a second, because we need to manufacture that. So give me a second right there. And we're back. All right, so here's our sale order right here. Now that is confirmed, I need to deliver. Now, before we get into that, I need to focus more on our manufacturing order right here. So these are manufacturing orders. We'll create a new one. So what was the product? It was a Boko chair, right? Black. So automatically the system will generate the components that it's needed. So the bill of materials based on that, and this needs to be produced. Now, because we already bought what we need for that product, it's already there. If it wasn't there, it would show that it's not available, so I can confirm that order and start working on it. I can produce all, but before we get into that, I want to show you the shop floor. So on the shop floor, we have our work centers. Now that can be configured according to every factory, every industry, so we have process as an example, and this is where we set up everything. So I can look more onto the cost per hour for work center and for an employee, so I can have an accurate tracking for that. I set up the timing, I set up the time efficiency, the allocated hours needed, all of that. So we put, let's say this is how much it would cost, and we'll look into it, the product capacity and all of these reportings according to it. And going back to our manufacturing order, this is what we have on the shop floor, right? And this is the manufacturing order. We'll choose the work orders that we need, and then we open the shop floor. Oh, okay, it's right there. And then start producing or planning. So this is planned. We can start producing this, right? Okay. Right, this is the first work order. Start date is today until tomorrow. Apply. Perfect. Who's assigned? So I can assign an employee, and I can assign an employee from here as well. Right? And then I start producing. So based on the overview, I can see the quantity, the unit cost, and the real cost right here. And I can have more details on the, let's say, the reporting of it. So the production orders, I can print that. I can also print the finished labels, and all right, we can see them here. So I can get it. A lot of details can happen here, right? And making sure if you guys can see it. Okay. No barcode, but if there's a barcode. All right, so these are my manufacturing orders. I can import my records and I can see all the process of the work center that I have with the plan orders. I can see the performance accordingly based on a certain duration. Right there. I can check up on my scrap. I can look at the variance and see the reporting according to the data that I have. Right? Now, from here, I can either check on my inventory, so I can see my manufacturings accordingly. Once that is done, I can start delivering, so I can see all the details. I can see the scrap also from here, if there are any. And the most important part is the accounting part of it. Where it will automatically reflect every transaction. So everything I paid and everything I received money for, so I can create an invoice accordingly. Based on that invoice, which would be generated from the sale order that I've created right here. So I can create an invoice. It's a regular invoice. It will automatically flip there. And I can register the payment as well. Create that payment. And we're good to go. I can print it, I can send it, so the system will automatically, in a matter of seconds, prepare that and send it to my customer. I can have an automation doing all that as well. So I can see it perfectly here in my own thread and the invoice right there. This is the invoice. All right. So let's see in accounting. So anything related to money that I'm receiving, like the invoice that we just generated, it will automatically reflect here. Anything that I pay for my bills, and my journal entries, my journal items right here. All the reportings like the balance sheet, profit and loss, cash flow statement, more and more on that physical position, the chart of accounts, my taxes, very important. So I can submit that based on a certain, I'll see here, returns. I check on my returns based on an opening balance, but I'm sure because there's no data. Oh, there it is. So I can see all of my tax returns from here as well. And then I can check in details what needs to be validated. I validate it right there. Now, there are more and more into details, depending, of course, on your workflow, depending on your, let's say, industry, depending on how you do things. We customize it accordingly, and we operate it for that matter. All right? So now that we're done with that pretty quick demo, I'm open for questions. Anyone has any questions? Anyone has any certain concern, if we can do it or not? I'm all ears. Text and icons, links are showing small, hard to focus. I promise you we will work on that. I will check with our team and we'll try to make it as a bigger screen. That is a promise. All right, everyone, since I think I was pretty clear, feel free to always reach out to us on our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, on our website. You can start meeting with one of us as advisors. You just book a meeting with us. We will sit with you, understand your requirements as a business. We will understand what is needed from you guys. We will sit with you, have a business analysis meeting, show you a tailored demo prepared based on the requirements we've previously gathered, and we will discuss commercial accordingly. Thank you so much for this, guys. Much appreciated. Waiting for your contacts. Have a great day.
you.